No, you don't know now, nigga. So, bitch, you don't know now, nigga.
Welcome back to an all-new episode of the Ratedmapodcast. I am Tavarus.
I'm Dabrian.
And I'm Blake.
And before I introduce our next guest, let me first tell you guys to go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, and iTunes, all at Ratedmapodcast. Also, we're accepting fan questions at ratedmapodcast@gmail.com. So joining us today for some fun, some conversation, and education is a doctoral candidate and relationship therapist, Mr. Matthew Brinkley.
Come on.
He's young, he's black.
That sounded so good when you
He's
said
young,
that.
black, and fine. All the things you wouldn't normally use to describe a therapist.
Okay,
But also taken.
but also taken.
So
Okay.
tell the people, hey.
Hey y'all, yeah, I'm Matthew. I'm a relationship therapist. I'm here on the show. Let's talk it out. Put your phone on mute,
Right.
and then then let's get into it.
And like we just said, he does have a man, so he is qualified to come up here and tell Blake and Dabrian how to get and keep one.
Bitch, you couldn't keep
And
him
he
in
will be answering y'all questions.
All right, I guess I'm here. Let's go.
Right. Now, I actually met Matt about a year ago in Big Bear at a weekend getaway. And, you know, he was very cool people. We were all hanging out in the hot tub.
Oh,
and
was that the
stuff.
one I was supposed to go to?
At Nate's birthday party.
That was
Okay,
so
yeah.
much fun.
I was supposed to go.
Should have came.
And I have to admit, I prejudged him because I thought he was just like a little young blonde ditzy, batting and bopping sex kitten.
You know, that's what I usually get.
Right. Me too. But a couple of months ago, a mutual friend introduced us and said, oh, I think I know somebody who would be good to come on your show. He's a relationship therapist. So when we actually met up, it was him, and I was like totally surprised. Super educated, great spirit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Very informative and all that
So
stuff.
nice.
So now we're here. So before we actually get into our discussions and stuff today, normally with our guests, we like to play a game called Dig in My Sack.
Oh,
So
play that game.
That sounds very.
we're going to have you pick 3 questions out of this little...
All right. Ooh, this sack is cute. Who made this?
Make sure you dig deep.
Who made this sack? so just pick 3, right?
Pick
Yeah.
3.
Okay, so here's 1. So at the same time, or should I?
Well,
how do I do it?
just one at a time.
Okay. Well, here's my first question.
Okay.
Oh, I'm supposed to read it.
Yeah.
Yes. Y'all ain't telling me.
Read and answer.
What is your go-to move to make your partner come?
Oh my god, this is so intense.
So now I answer this right.
Honestly.
Honestly, I think my go-to move is he's very into me using my hands. And so let's say we just fucked. He loves when I use my hands to maybe jerk him off, and then he comes. So I definitely just gripping his dick and then doing that would make him come.
Oh, okay.
Eventually. So yeah, he loves when I touch him. So
Yeah.
he loves my hands. So that's definitely my go-to move for him.
Oh,
Next question.
I love
You
that.
said all? Is that really all?
I mean,
There's only 3 things in here, so y'all tried it. Okay. All right. So next question: do you carry your own condoms when going to a date's house?
But you don't really go to dates.
Well, when he
No.
did.
The answer is no. Okay, because I'm not going to a date's house. So that would be how I answered that. When I was dating, though, my mom always told me keep a condom in my pocket. So I honestly would.
Last question.
Oh my gosh! Got it in his bag. Sack is so empty. Let's see. How would you describe anal sex to someone who's never had it? I would say it hurts at first, but after that first couple of strokes, eventually it
When you
feels
get to that
great.
back wall.
Honestly, it's like it's scary at first, but once you go down the roller coaster, it's a great time. That's how I would say, because honestly, everyone's so scared about it.
Right.
But it's like,
Are people scared? It's time
Yes,
Yeah.
people are scared.
Are you scared?
But it's
Yeah.
I'm
scared of the dick,
It's
y'all.
more of a mental thing, and I think actually let me reverse. I would tell people that I would say first of all, it's all mental, and it's more so about what you think people would think about you if you were to tell someone that you were bottoming. That's first of all. If you get past that, then it's like, okay, well, let me just get ready for it and enjoy it. If you go into the mindset of enjoying it, then you will enjoy it. But if you have the mindset of like, oh my gosh, I don't know, I'm scared, I don't usually do this, I'm a top, I can't do this, then of course it's gonna be terrible.
Right.
So that's
So what's your advice for Tavarus? Because he's an ooey.
Oh, no. Well, bitch, you can tell me how to take dick, bitch.
Could you use that in a sentence, please? What does that
Ooey
mean?
bottom.
Yes.
Okay, so if you have not heard the last episode,
Ooey owie
Tavarus
bottom.
is a ooey owie bottom. He goes ooey owie as a bottom.
Yeah.
As in like, ooh, ouch, it hurts.
Ooh, ow, it
stop,
hurts.
wait.
Stop. I'm done. No,
Stop,
take it
wait,
out. Put it
move,
back.
Hurry up.
Hold up, just like
Finish
that.
it.
Stop, wait a
No.
minute.
Can you make this quick?
All right, girl.
Well, first of all, I think it's great that you communicate what's going on for
Right.
you during sex. A
I
lot of
agree.
people don't, and I think that actually is what makes the experience not so good. Is not being ooey owie.
Yeah.
Some people just think they just have to just take it and not say anything,
Yeah.
and that maybe turns them off in the moment. At the same time, being ooey owie could turn someone else off. So I think it goes both ways. You know, it depends who you're fucking.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But I think being ooey owie is fine because eventually that ooey owie is gonna turn into like ooh ow. You know, it's gonna turn
Right.
into something else.
So, anyway, Matt, how long have you been with your boyfriend?
I've been with him a year and 5 months.
Ooh. And what did you guys actually do on your first date?
On our first date, it's so funny. I told him when we first met on Jacked, and I think during that time I let him know that I like seafood. So honestly, he just took me to a place that he knew I would enjoy.
Okay.
He listened to the fact that I told him a long time ago. It would have been so long since I told him I actually like seafood, but he just remembered that. And he chose that to take me there. And I was like, wow, this boy is like really like taking notes. And he's really listening to me. So that was our first date. He took me to there.
With meeting, because I recently withdrew from Jack, and with that being said, you met him off Jack.
I sure did.
What advice do you have for people like myself who I feel like I can't meet anybody on Jack that will be worth my time? What advice can you give me about meeting your boyfriend on Jack?
Well, don't meet his boyfriend on Jack.
No, but
I mean, you know, not like that, but you know what I mean. What advice can you?
That's definitely not what we're talking about.
Right, but for somebody like me who I could be very ignorant to it.
I was just honestly, my only advice is change your mindset.
Okay.
Because there's so many people that do meet their significant other off of apps. So it's not taboo. Yes, it might come 1 in a million, but it's still possible. I think that realistically, is everyone looking for a relationship on Jacked? Hell no. They just want to meet up, fuck.
Were you looking for a relationship?
Fine. Hell no, not at all. I didn't think me and David would be in a relationship. I thought we were just gonna fuck and that was gonna be it. But you know, it turned into something very different, and I'm glad it took the path that it did.
Right.
But I would just say honestly, open your mind to the fact that I think it's society telling people that, oh, you shouldn't get on apps. What does that say about you if you're on apps? It just means that you're more creative in how you want to find your partner or how you want to find intimacy. So I think that you should definitely be open to, baby, you're going to block your blessings if you're going to delete Jacked. Your husband could have been on Jacked.
Oh,
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
You
so,
about to sign up now.
I am receiving this.
okay, I'm just saying. So
I mean, you feel like you a good guy and you was on there, so why couldn't somebody else be?
Right, exactly. If you think you are a good person, whatever, and you are on this app, there are other people like you that think the same thing. So you can definitely find someone that's for you on there.
So when you're counseling couples, what would you say are like the top 3 things most couples come in and complain about?
I know them, I think.
What'd you say?
I said, I think I know them.
Well, let me hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, communication,
Yes.
finance,
Yes.
and fidelity.
Yeah, honestly, those are the main 3 things.
Yeah.
Actually, this is what happens. They come in. The most common thing couples say is communication. That doesn't mean anything
Right,
because
and
it's
I hate when
like,
people say
what does that even mean? But all the other stuff you said, infidelity, finances, family problems, all those things. That's what communication actually means. So yeah, all of those things that you said are definitely things that couples come in with. And they are having troubles with.
Do you think they normally come in too late?
I do. Like for instance, me and David we were in couples counseling for a very long part of our beginning of our relationship, and I think that's what helped us out because people honestly think that you have to wait until it's something bad happens, but it's kind of like you study for a test to pass it. So why not get advice, why not get an extra person to help you figure out these issues and problems before they even occur?
So you guys went early, like as a preventative, or like because you started having problems?
We went because, to be honest, we went because there were problems, but they were very minor problems. There was no I think infidelity is like an extreme.
Right.
But it was more so of me and him met at a point where it's like, okay, well, maybe we should get someone else to help us figure this out. And it wasn't anything that would like make us break up or anything.
Yeah.
But I definitely do think that couples do wait too long.
Yeah.
That's why there's premarital counseling, and people have this idea that you have to go to therapy only when
It's a problem.
It's a problem, but no. Like, actually going when it's not that bad of a problem is when you should probably go.
So being proactive versus reactive.
Correct. 100%.
Do you think you tend to try to counsel him and he, like, tells you to leave him alone?
Honestly, no. That's one thing that I think as you... Being in my field, you kind of learn how not to do that. Some people aren't good at that. They would, and I wouldn't want to be with someone that I felt was always trying to like tell me that this is why you're doing that, this is why you're doing that, you shouldn't do that, this is what that means. I don't do that at all. Because first of all, he's not paying me, so I'm not about to tell him anything that in regards to like what I think he should be doing. Yeah. But do I feel like what it does, it allows me to quickly identify things, to be like, okay, let's talk about this. And also bring him in on the subject as if it's like we're equal.
Right.
I would imagine if I would act as if I was a therapist all the time, he would be annoyed. I would be annoyed too. So I definitely try my best to view him as someone that's not my client.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So what would you say are the top 3 things that helps your relationship work?
Being emotionally intelligent.
Oh, come on.
Honestly, David he's probably more, I tell him this all the time, I feel like you are literally teaching me like empathy and all these things. He's so emotionally intelligent. And that's so important for relationships.
What's his sign?
His sign, he is a
Cancer.
Libra.
Oh.
He's a Libra.
Did he just recently have a birthday?
He did, yeah. He just had a birthday, so he's a Libra. I had to think about that really quick because these drinks are getting... I see the wrong sign.
He's sitting somewhere listening. He's gonna be over
he's
it.
like, what the fuck's going on?
Right.
But yeah, he's a Libra, and I think both of us, I think we're both equally matched in regards to we allow each other to like cry in front of each other. We hold each other. So not being judged. So emotional intelligence is one. We are both aware of our emotions. The next thing is, honestly, we don't really judge each other that much. Honestly, if any at all. I feel like I could literally be my complete self in front of him, and he would like jump up in joy, praise me, encourage me. I've been in relationships where I've wanted to be myself. And when I say that, honestly, let's get to it. It's like, the whole feminine masculine thing. I view myself as masculine and feminine, whatever it may be, what society, deems that to be. But he enjoys that about me. And he's also, I feel like he's also on the same wavelength as me in that spectrum.
Y'all are like kindred spirits.
Ooh, I have a question.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so in relationships, typically I send my representative for the first 3 months, as in I'm not my true authentic self. It's just because part of the reason I'm not my true authentic self is because I do not want to be judged for the person who I truly am.
Right.
And so what advice would you have for me on that?
I would say that eventually they're going to find out who you are and they're going to judge you. So you can either have them judge you in the beginning and have them accept you or reject you, or have them judge you 3 months later and have them accept you and judge you. The person that you feel like you can be your true self with from the beginning is probably the person that you're going to have the best chance with. So you can, why put on this facade? First of all, that's not helping you out at all. And I think also it's important to think that you're important enough to be your true self in front of someone else at all times.
But which part are you scared of them seeing?
No, well, that's exactly what I was going to say. It's like, I feel like there are so many different layers to me, and I kind of sort of want to share the part that entertains them the most.
Right.
And then, kind of sort of hide the other parts of it, and then eventually introduce them to what they may deem to be my shortcomings.
Right.
But it might not be what I deem to be my shortcomings. I was just telling one of my friends the other day, I feel like we're all puzzles.
Yeah.
And like puzzles being a sense of when you pick up the box of the puzzle, it has the puzzle all put together on the front side of it. So you look at the puzzle, you say, ooh, this is a great puzzle, this is a great challenge, this is a great opportunity, blah, 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 blah. You lift that lid to the box, and then all you have is a whole bunch of pieces that you have to put together. But some of those pieces might fit into your life, and some of those pieces fit into my life.
Right.
And I'm not comfortable, or I was not comfortable sharing certain aspects of my life with certain people because I didn't think it would be received well.
Ooh, that's pretty deep.
Give an example.
That's deep.
I don't necessarily have an example. I mean, it's like full life, everything.
Right.
Like there are very few people that I kind of sort of let completely in.
Yeah.
Because in our society, in our world, in our community, it's just like we're very, very judgmental. We're very superficial. Like it's one thing to be gay, black, but then be gay, black in Los Angeles.
That's
in the
whole
fakest city in the
people
world.
don't even understand what that means.
Like no one ever, and I'm from the South,
Right.
They don't.
So I'm accustomed to like sharing, my life with people and people really wishing the best for me.
Yeah.
But now
And meaning
when
it.
Yeah.
Where you're from.
And when you get
Yeah.
to this place, it's like you have to put up this guard.
Yeah.
And you have to deal with people from an arm's length.
Yeah.
And I just,
Right.
And then
So
you get
I
stuck with
struggle.
everybody
Yeah.
like that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's real because, yes, it is very superficial. It's very fake out here. It's about what your name is out here. And I'm just going to speak for maybe that's why I was drawn to David because, one, he's not from here. He's from the East Coast. And he's not really about that. He's not about like, fame and having to have
Social
some type
climbing.
of status, social climbing. He's not about that. I feel like I met him here, but I could also have met him on the East Coast.
Right.
And maybe that's what it is that if you can find someone that you can find a piece of home in, then that is what makes them stand out from all the fake ass people in LA.
Now, when you were single, because you have such an eclectic style,
Yes.
do you find that black men understood you, or did you date white men?
I've never dated a white man.
Really?
Why do you say really?
I don't know. I'm surprised.
Why
Do you think I've dated white men?
So no. I think this is a great conversation. What makes you think that? Why are you surprised?
I don't know, because black guys judge a lot, and because you are who you are and you live out loud, a lot of black men don't want to deal with that, unless it's just on a sexual level.
Right. And I do, and that's why I say I do. I think that there is truth to that, but then there is also truth to the fact that I always hate to the fact that I know how I am, so there's other people like me in the world. I never
You found them.
Yeah, exactly. I never think that I exist, which means there's no one out there that's like me. I think that since I do exist, then there are people that are like me.
Now, what do you guys think it means to be a good guy or a bad guy? Like, I think a good guy is someone who's consistent or may seem like the safe choice, and a bad guy kind of like a bad boy will deal with you.
Yeah, I was
He
gonna
wants to
say,
deal with
you
you.
need to explain that a little bit
I feel
more
like
because
I
Good
feel
guy
like-
has a moral compass.
Yeah, and he also follows the standard of what everyone expects a good person to be. Versus a bad guy. A bad guy is more
Bad
of a risk.
boy. Yeah.
Yeah,
when
he's more of a risk taker.
When you say bad boy, I think of fuck boy. So that's
Yeah.
why I need.
That's
to,
where I put
That's
it.
what I need to.
Yeah,
get,
that's
like,
where I put
what
it.
do you mean?
Well, I'm
by-
asking you what you mean.
Oh, okay.
How do you interpret that?
It's all relative.
They are very selfish.
There's no emotional intelligence there.
There's not very much emotions going on.
Okay.
It's very much surface. Yes, thank you for saying that. It's very surface. They can't get really deep with you emotionally.
They give you top line answers. And
They do.
Yeah.
Surface level stuff. They say what you think you want to hear, and they keep a wall up to the point where they won't really let you know who they are.
Time out, you just described me.
Blake.
Even my ex,
As I
just
was saying
described my
that, I
ex.
promise y'all, as I was saying, I was like, damn, he just said that. No, seriously though. But I definitely think that is an attribute of someone that. So I'm gonna actually change it because we said, you know, like a bad guy or a fuckboy. I just think that's someone that is afraid to trust people. You know, and so if you looked at people as fuckboys, as people as afraid to trust people, I think that's actually what's actually going on.
So when you guys are dating, how does one become priority to you?
How does a person become a priority?
Yeah.
These questions are great.
Oh, yeah, they are. Come on.
Read on, journalist.
definitely a journalist.
Some more of this vodka
For me, wait. The question was,
how does one become a priority to you?
They become for me. They become a priority for me when I start noticing that they're at least showing that they care and they're doing things that shows me that they thought about me.
Have you also shown that to them though?
Always. I do that because
You do that once
you
they
think so?
prove themselves to you.
Let me tell you. Let me break it down for you really quick. I was having a conversation with a friend the other day, and he told me something that I hadn't heard. He told me that for my last breakup, he said that he could tell that I was in such a dark place during my breakup. And he said I gave so much of my energy to my ex that when we broke up, he took all of that away. And he said I was a shell of who I was for a long period of time.
That was a good man.
And when he told me that, I was damn.
He was emotionally intelligent.
Yeah, my friend, right? So when he told me that, I was like, really? I was like, you could tell, it was obvious. He was like, Dabrian, you were in a really dark place. He was like, you were a different person. You were not the person that I've known you to be. And when he told me that, I realized something like, wow, I've given way more of myself to this person than I thought I did. I thought like, okay, this is a breakup. I can get through this and I can keep moving, but I wasn't moving. And when he told me that, it just made me think about a lot about myself. And so now I question myself and how much I invest in men.
So the answer was no, you don't give them nothing.
It was, I gave them a lot.
You have a wall up too.
I gave them a lot.
I'm not talking about the ex.
wall up.
No, everyone has a wall up.
Yeah.
Let's be clear.
Everyone does.
Everyone has a wall up.
But to your point, you mentioned that like fuck boys or bad boys or whatever, like it's all about like communication and them not really giving and not trusting and all of that. And he had all of that going on. He had all of that going on, and I was trying to be the boyfriend to say, I'm your boyfriend. Let it out. Tell me. Share with me. I got you. Like we're a couple. We're together, so you can lean on me.
Right.
But he wasn't ready to do that, and I was forcing him.
But was he
into this
doing that in the
position.
dating stage too? Because that's what I'm really talking about.
Yeah. Well,
Like if you're dating multiple people, how does one stand out to you?
okay. Just to resort back to that, he stood out to me because he was canceling everybody else to make time for me.
Okay. What about you, Blake? You don't date much.
I'm an enigma wrapped in a riddle. I don't. But part of the reason I don't date much is because I can't trust you. Like I have a hard time trusting people in LA, and
that's a word. First of all,
and it's not just in LA. Let's just say in the gay community, if you don't really care about me, I can discern it very, very quickly. Like if you're looking to climb a social ladder and you come over to my house and you be like, ooh, this is cute. Ooh, you're this person, you're that person.
Yeah.
You have these things, you can offer them to me, and I immediately just write you off. Like,
correct.
That's stupid. And I feel like most of the people I meet, which might be a word, are those people. You had a little exhale there.
No, I had Bert.
Right.
All those people, I can't get
honestly,
it.
not everyone has the same luxuries as other people in LA, and everyone is honestly. This is the place to social climb.
Yes.
So, baby, let one of your dates walk up in here. They be like, oh my God, and that's why it's like. Honestly, like I would imagine, like if I lived here, I wouldn't even bring someone over until like for a while, because let them get to know you outside of what they think you have.
Bring them in, and then you could decipher what they about. If they start asking you a whole bunch of stupid ass questions,
I don't know.
That's why I also do not like the question of what is it you do for a living. how much do you pay for rent?
So
when people ask me that question in LA,
I've never heard nobody say how much do you pay for rent.
You've never
all the time. All the time.
Like
bitches
somebody
will walk into your
all
house
the time
and say, I don't mean to be rude.
Right. How much you pay?
Do you mind me if I ask?
All the time.
Like,
that's just a
what
thing.
you pay for this?
That's just because, baby, it's hard to find a.
It's hard out here.
That's
no.
They trying to
Google it.
I feel like if I find a bargain, I'm gonna be like, oh, bitch.
They try. Okay,
You know, but not like
that's like
oh,
I'm letting help.
No.
you out, you know.
Yeah.
That's
but
so-
yeah, but no, I think you're both right. One, yes, bring them in and let them see what they're about. But at the same time, though, I can also see the benefits of holding off on, Actually, no, I'm gonna take that back because I literally just said just be your true self.
Right.
So no, I'm gonna backtrack and say let them come in here, and if then they're like, oh my god, now if they come into your house and now they're like, oh, he's the one, then that might be a red flag.
Yeah.
If he wasn't saying you're the one before
Those
he
are the
brought
red
it,
flags.
Maybe take your time before bringing them in here and just really feel
And then
them
I
out
don't
get
like
to
when
know
a guy
them.
wants to spend the night all the time over. Like, oh, hey, what you doing?
Because you know what they do.
I'd be like, oh, you homeless.
Because let me tell you. But let me tell you.
run that couch.
Yeah.
But let me.
You don't care
But let me
what's
tell you,
going
because
on.
I've in the past I've fallen in that category that I found comfort in a dude I was dating. I found comfort in where they were living, and it was like it felt good to be where they were.
right
In your home, like, oh, this is comfortable, this is what it is. So I've been that guy, and I might have been on some fuckboy shit back then. I was younger, but it was like you had nice things, and I enjoyed being around all those nice things. So, but I had no intentions on being with you for real.
Right.
So I think that plays along with what you're saying.
Yeah.
Is he needs to fill him out before he meets him, before he brings him
I
home.
don't know. I don't randomly date, so I normally peep the scene, do all my research, and then once I go out with you, I already know I like you, so you already priority to me. So have you guys ever stayed in a relationship longer than you were supposed to for a particular reason?
Yes.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
What's the reason?
What's a relationship?
I'm going to answer the reason first.
Blake needs an after session.
For me, for one,
You don't know what a
I
relationship is?
think
No.
people.
I have
relationship.
mother-daughter relationships.
No.
Father-sister.
Don't be stupid. We talking about niggas.
We talk about
yeah.
the people you're dating.
So then no. The answer to the
boyfriends.
question is no.
Answer is yes.
Yes for me.
One, because people are afraid to. I literally said this. I don't know. This is a long time ago. I know that even though it's gonna make me really sad and hurt to break up with this person, eventually it's gonna lead me to I'm gonna be really happy.
Right.
So I say that as people are afraid to choose happiness when they know when they need to break up with someone. Because that's how I feel.
Yeah.
I feel like they're afraid. People are in fear. That's why they don't break up with
So
someone.
you stay longer out of fear.
Yes, 100%. I've stayed like in a relationship because I'm afraid how this other person might be. I'm afraid how I might be. I don't trust that I will be able to get through this.
Yeah.
I don't trust that I'll be able
Same.
to support myself if I am out of this relationship, and that is what kept me in bad relationships.
Same. I've been there. And then also at the time, for a few years ago, I was afraid that because I was about to turn 30, I was afraid that I was going to enter my 30s single, and in my mind, I felt like entering my 30s single was going to be depressing.
Oh. Okay.
And I expected because you know
only
how
28.
Right.
She's telling the age,
but listen what I'm
We was the
saying.
same.
I expected that I would be settled down, married with kids at 30. So when at 29, when we're going through our shit and we're like we're having these issues, and I'm like, oh my god, we're about to break up. This cannot be my life because my life is supposed to be this. So I was afraid of us, and I remember begging a nigga. I remember me and him went through so much, and I remember begging him not to break up with me.
I stayed with my ex. We had stopped having sex for a while, and I stayed because I thought we would like get that spark back.
Yeah.
But it just never.
Yeah.
I had already checked out, so I had to leave. So Matt, how do you tell couples? What do you suggest to them is the best way for them to meet new friends while they're in a relationship?
Wow.
That's a good question.
That's a great question. I'm also curious. Why is that a question?
I can say from my point of view, in relationships, if my boyfriend brought this new person around that I have never seen, I never met, I would have a problem with that. I have always had a problem with that.
I still got a problem with it.
Yeah, because this is my question. How y'all meet? Where y'all meet at? How you know him? Why y'all texting?
Right.
When did you give him your number? How'd that conversation even come about? So these are all questions I'm asking my boyfriend.
Gotcha. Okay, so now thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
I have a better understanding.
Because people are shady to some
Right. No, 100%. Well, first of all, I would just hope that you're in a relationship as to where if your partner did meet someone, it's not your initial thought isn't what's wrong with that, but more so of, oh, how can I also get to know this person? Because, you know, if they like my boyfriend, then they're a part of my boyfriend's life.
No.
So why not?
How did y'all meet? No, how did y'all meet?
How did y'all meet?
Positive and shit.
Right.
I'm a relationship therapist. I'm supposed to be positive.
That's right.
But you're an attractive guy, so I'm sure you meet people all the time who want to be your new friend, quote unquote. How do you decipher who you give your number to?
And they might have an ulterior motive.
They might.
And what do you think? This is all
So
compounded questions.
I was just about to say, come on, compounded questions.
Y'all just let me know which one to answer.
No,
okay?
you're going to answer all three, but
Yes, correct.
But my question is, with that being said, with them two just asked you, what is your thought process when it comes to your boyfriend? Do you ever think like, what is David going to think about this person?
Right. If I felt someone was trying to get to know me in terms of like dating me, it's so first of all, it's so great to be able to say I have a boyfriend. And some people think that it's so bad to like turn someone down.
No.
But people turn people down all the time, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think there's actually a lot of respect and honesty in the fact that I can just say, you know, if I can feel if someone is like trying, you know, I'm feeling you and I want to get to know, I want to take you home, you know, so it's like, no, I don't want to do that. 100%.
But you've been in a situation where somebody's played it cool, and then once they got your number, they was like, so what's up?
Motherfucker didn't care.
So yes, I have been there, and literally they were like, hey, I promise you, I gave them my number. Because, and first of all, it's about your intention. I know I'm not about to give anyone my number that I'm going to try and like, you know, do something with. But
Somebody that you attracted to you.
Yeah, you know, 100%. Or if I was, I would just, you know, just try and not to, you know, I would set the boundary for myself right away.
Right.
Because, you know, that's how things get, you know, really tricky and things like that. Actually, first of all, if I'm not attracted to you, of course you're gonna have my number. Duh. You know, I'm not gonna feel any type of way about that.
Right.
So this guy, it was just like some random person, wasn't attracted to him at all. You get my number, sure, let's hang out, let's have friends, And so he texted me and was like, hey, so I think you're really cute. And I said, oh, I have a boyfriend. Literally, it's just like, that's how you, from the jump, I have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Do you tell David when you meet new friends?
I tell...
Like, I gave such and such my number.
Yeah. No, I don't think you have. I don't think I would necessarily tell David when I gave someone my number because I think me telling him that would make it seem as if there's like ulterior motives.
I get that.
I guess if you do it from that. Well, I'm your friend.
I'm
you don't
just
need
saying,
no more
just
friends.
let you. So I'm thinking in my head. So,
you're also
hey
abusive.
baby, just let you know, I gave my
narrative.
number to some guy. That sounds crazy in my head.
But also, and I'm just speaking, I'm going to play devil's advocate.
As you please do.
And being the crazy boyfriend that I have been in the past, and could be, and might be in the future, present. I've been the one to say you and him meet tonight, and you exchange numbers.
Yes.
And days from now, Blake texts you and just says, "Oh, thanks for coming on the show," whatever.
Yeah.
And the text comes through, and I see Blake's name on your phone. Not that I'm looking, but it just pops up.
Well, I'm looking.
I don't look in people's phones.
I was about
let me make that clear.
Okay, let's take that for like after like 2 more minutes.
No, we'll get to
that.
We'll get to that. But let me just finish my message.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm just like, who's Blake?
Yeah.
So the conversation then is, why didn't I know about Blake?
Right.
So me being who I am, Dabrian, because I ask questions always.
Right.
Why didn't you tell me that you gave this guy your number? And I know, and my boyfriend's answers usually are, do I have to tell you everybody I give my number out to? No, you don't.
Yeah.
But this person is now texting you. So who is this person?
Right.
I honestly, like, if I'm gonna, all this brings back to me. There's probably millions of people that David are texting that I don't know about, and I don't.
It's about trust.
Their trust is definitely a big factor in it.
And maybe you haven't had as many bad experiences with that.
Oh, baby, I've had plenty bad experiences.
He's lived.
Well, you a good therapist.
Baby, I've had plenty bad experiences where I saw a text
Because you are a
message and
therapist,
rolled up,
you know how to
to someone's
diagnose,
house and was
back it
like,
up.
you just to let you know, this person's saying this, but I'm this person's, nigga and stuff like that. So no, I'm for real. I've had that experience, but it is just the fact that you do have to, at some point in time, you want your you want to trust your person.
Yeah, of course.
You really do want to trust the person you're with.
Yeah.
So allow them to have that space.
Okay.
To have that trust with them.
Okay.
But if they fuck it up the one time, no more new friends, bitch.
Well,
If you give your man the
I have a
leeway
question for
to
you
make
about that.
friends and not, and
Yeah.
then there's some funny business that one time.
Yeah, I don't
it's
think
out.
so. Honestly, in my past relationships, I 100% have been like, "Who is that? Why are they texting you?
Yeah.
Why is their name different?
And
why
most of the
why
time
did you
that
change
question
their
is valid.
name?" 100%.
Yeah.
But in this relationship, I literally I don't know who's David texting in his phone, but I trust that his intentions are great for me.
Which are fine, and that's fine. But in the event that these texts are coming through at 2 and 3 in the morning, that's when
Oh shit, no.
I pop
Well,
off.
I guess I'm lucky because I haven't experienced that yet in this relationship. Yeah. And honestly, it's just like you can set your own boundaries for your friends and people you're talking to.
Yeah.
Like for one, it's like, hey, first of all, don't text me at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong
And
with telling
that's the
someone
thing
that.
too, because I think a lot of men, I don't think they put up barriers or break down. Don't be texting me at this time or whatever. And like
People are scared to be rude and to be.
they're scared to be rude. That's my ex.
But why is that rude? though?
Well, right.
But case in
then-
point, my ex, I remember one time when we were chilling, it was just like maybe like 10, 11 o'clock at night, and a guy texted him and said, "Good night," and then put the kiss.
No, that's different.
No, hold on.
The kiss with the heart. The kiss with the heart. So then I said,
Let's be clear. That's very different.
So then I said, "Does he know you have a boyfriend?" And he said,
Or if
"Yeah,
you
he
know,
knows
he
I
don't
have
care.
a boyfriend." I said, "Well, why would he send you that with that
Correct.
He don't
heart
give a fuck
emoji?"
about you.
Because
No
your
allegiance.
boyfriend made him think that was okay.
Right. So then he said, "Oh, he be doing shit like that." I told him don't be sending me shit like that.
Hold on.
So I said,
So, like,
well, can you
oh.
check him right now while I'm right here looking at your text? You need to tell him, don't be sending shit like
No,
that.
call him on speaker.
I'm gonna send it. I'll send it. No, I need you to do that.
So he's your ex.
Yeah.
For a reason.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's one of the reasons.
My rule with all of that: any device I see something going on, I'm breaking it.
Wait, what?
If I open a text message and I see booty hole on the screen, I'm breaking your phone.
Oh, shit.
If I see it on the laptop, I'm breaking that.
That's not okay.
Honestly,
No, it's not.
I'll be honest. In my 2 relationships ago, I was being messy, and some guy, while I was in a relationship, some guy sent me a pic, and I promise y'all, my boyfriend slept at my house that night. My mom made us sleep in different rooms. At 6 o'clock in the morning, my boyfriend came in my room, grabbed me at my neck. Who the fuck?
He had your phone?
He I don't know how he got it, baby,
okay.
but he got into something.
And he should've told
It might
you.
have been, he was like, who the fuck is this? And he showed me the picture, and it was a picture of another guy. And of course I was gagging.
Oh, because you was playing with the boy back and forth on the phone.
Sure, yeah, I was entertaining.
But is that because you weren't
You were
happy in a
entertaining.
relationship, or you just felt like being?
both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it okay for your man to flirt when you're not around?
No. There's a thing called integrity, and if you don't have that, I can't date you.
What about you, Matt? Mr. Kumbaya.
I think that honestly,
Yes or no?
I'm just gonna say honestly, I do believe that people will flirt with other people. I think that as something that is going to happen.
Is it okay to receive a drink from someone else?
Baby, look, times are hard. You can buy me a drink anytime you want. Okay,
God,
look, baby,
sure can.
look. No, but I do think though that integrity is important. I don't think, because if someone like is flirting with you, you don't have to flirt back with them. You know, I can receive a compliment. I don't have to give one back to you.
So the answer was what? It's okay to flirt? Or what?
My relationship.
What about you, Blake?
Just for me personally, I just don't think I really have. Yeah, I'm like so actually what I think a good question is, what do you count as flirting?
Talking.
See,
Anything more than high and by.
so that's why I know, because I think in 2018, I think it's good to.
I think for me,
Don't show too many teeth.
as many
I think
things
for
are
me-
going on the media.
It's
and
6.
Hashtag Me Too. We need to clarify.
I
what
think for
flirting
me,
is.
flirting,
Yes.
and I think we need to have another show on a social media etiquette. I think for me, flirting is liking more than one picture. Actually, liking if a dude has their shirt
Preach,
off or they got
Don't like it.
any type of sexual thing going on,
like it.
thotty, whatever it may be, don't like
Don't
the
like
picture.
I think you can like a picture.
Okay.
Just
No,
don't leave a comment.
So here's the thing.
Don't,
No. Especially
don't like
that's
the
not the last
picture.
photo.
Don't like the
recently,
picture.
right.
I had somebody
88
in a
weeks ago.
relationship go like my half naked picture, and I was like, "That's not even the last picture I
No,
left." You
don't
have to
like
go
the
look
picture.
for that.
Right.
Don't like the picture.
And you went to the double tap,
Right.
So
Don't like the
here's
picture.
one thing. I do think that people need to get. I think people think too deeply into liking a picture.
No, I don't.
I think you're a little bit naive.
I disagree.
No, I
Yes.
don't. I don't.
I
like
disagree.
Pictures I like too.
Yeah, I like the picture because what I'm seeing is great, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to now hit you up in your DM.
So why did you like 15 of them?
Right. Well, I'm not like 15 of the pictures.
First of all, if you like 15
Now,
of them, that's a whole
here's the
nother
thing.
conversation.
Exactly. There's limits. There are limits to everything, baby.
Right.
Yes, you have your shirt off. Oh yes, I like the picture.
I don't like that.
And my boyfriend, honestly, I'm sure he probably likes
I
other things
feel
like
like
that
He
too.
might have liked it too.
I disagree.
All right, bitch, we just
I feel
shared.
like-
So let's talk.
bitch.
So
Okay.
me and my boyfriend. First of all, my boyfriend watches porn just as much as I do. So
Oh, so I have a question about porn, but go ahead. I'm gonna let you.
I feel like you have so many questions.
No. Porn, I feel like porn is disrespectful.
But I'm just saying. Oh, what? See, here's the thing. So it's just
Okay,
like
I disagree with that.
If literally, if my boyfriend watches porn and I do too, what's the difference between him watching a porn and masturbating to it and him liking a picture?
So you don't think?
Wait.
Here, I'm gonna give you my thoughts.
Ask me all the questions.
No, I'm gonna just give you my thoughts. So I used to date a guy
Yes.
who loved porn. He loved porn.
I love
Porn was his
porn.
thing. He liked to watch people have sex. He wanted to watch me have sex. However, part of the issue for me was
She just glanced over that. He like to have you. He like to watch you have sex with other people.
Baby, that's a little different, but it is. But it is what it is.
It was a fantasy of his, but
Okay.
he
That's
never wanted to
cute.
fulfill because
Right.
he
That's
was
cute.
so territorial
I got
of
you.
me.
Okay.
So that's why I glossed over it because it never came to fruition.
Okay.
But however, when I would go over to his house and I would see like, oh my God, he's like watching porn. And the people in the porn never looked like me. So I felt like there was something
More
else
what he-
there.
Well, yeah. If he fucking with you and he always watching like Latino porn, it's like.
And that's
okay.
exactly what it was.
Yeah.
It was a Latino porn obsession.
Right.
And I'm not Latino.
Right.
Got
And
it.
or what did you ever think that maybe he likes Latino porn and you are very different from that. So that also means that maybe
I feel like you jacking your dick off to somebody else is cheating on me.
I don't think.
Why?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Sorry.
So what? Hold on.
I don't know if I subscribe
What
to
if you
that.
work out of town and you're gonna be gone for 3 weeks? You don't want him to like.
He lived in Massachusetts. I lived in Los Angeles.
and he can't
There
jack
you
off.
go.
No.
Oh,
He
bitch, come on,
can.
man.
No.
Well,
that
baby,
ain't fair.
No.
That's not fair.
Jack off
You
to
need
the
to
last
be
time we
more-
had sex.
But everybody don't jack off the way
I don't
you
give a
jack
fuck.
off.
That's none of my business.
So how
I'm with
comfortable?
you.
How comfortable are you guys in front of your mate? Like, do you fleet in front of him? Y'all
Do
in
you
the
jack
back
off in front of me?
Who fleets in front of somebody?
I just
Some
jacked
couples
off.
boo-boo in front of each other.
I just jacked
I
off
will
in front of my
use the bathroom,
boyfriend
but-
Same
like
thing.
3 days ago, and so it's so funny. He would never shit in front of me. He would never fart in
Yeah,
front of me, but
I'm not either.
I do that in front of him. You know,
I feel like you should be a lady about certain things. I'm not.
I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing any.
I'm
That's
not
why I
either.
can't have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
I'm not.
But
I'm
like
not
he,
covering
but like
this.
and there's nothing wrong with what you prefer at
Yeah.
all. Don't let anyone. Tell
But I
you
do
anything
feel like-
wrong.
When you date a man who is experienced,
So that's
he
what-
understands that, like, oh, well, in order for me to go in there, something else has to happen.
Right.
You know, so I feel like it's about dating someone of a certain maturity level.
And respect when I close and lock the door.
100%.
Maturity level.
Yeah.
But then the thing that I do not like is when I give you like the brick wall and be like, ooh, no, like we can't do it today, and you still try to press it. Like, hey, I said no.
Well, like I told you, your mouth work.
Who my words?
Your mouth work. If you can't fuck, you gotta be sucking
Let me
dick.
tell you something.
So I have a question. So do you subscribe to men will cheat and that's just what it is? Do you subscribe to that?
Can I tell you something?
Please tell us.
I thought you were gonna say, do you subscribe to OnlyFans?
I just learned about that.
And my answer,
Wait, what?
And my
People have their
answer
own
is gonna
private
be
Twitter
yes.
pages
I
where you
do.
pay like $25 to watch them do stuff for their husband.
Oh. No, but that
People got
sounds
it on
fun.
their IGs.
Do you subscribe to men will always cheat? Mm-hmm. No, I do believe that. No, I do believe that the urge will be there, 100%. But after that urge, it's a choice.
Do you think that eventually you and your boyfriend will have an open relationship?
Today we are monogamous. In 3 years, we might.
Have y'all had that conversation about what do we do at this point?
Yes, and at this point, we're monogamous.
That's good.
Nice.
Communication. That's cute.
I like that. I like that you guys talk and you guys have
Yeah.
a great understanding.
No, yeah,
It's a
we've definitely,
powerful
talked
moment.
about like, open relationships and how do we feel about that. And yeah, we both said that we at this point in time, let's be monogamous. But at the same time, we don't know how we'll feel in 5 years.
Right.
We don't know how we'll feel in the future. But I'm more worried about how we feel right now.
Yeah.
Wow. I feel like you found your
Soulmate.
yeah.
Why do you? Can I just hear you? I'm just curious. Why do you say that?
Well, just to hear you describe him, to see your face light up, it's just a moment of.
And to see y'all in pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know y'all relationship like that, but I could feel like
I
it's
don't even know,
genuine.
but yeah, I don't know that part of the relationship, but just to like, you're having conversations before the issue arises.
Yeah.
And like that's greatness.
Yeah.
How much of your parents' relationship do you think affects what goes on in your relationship?
How much my parents?
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Because
Oh
my
my
parents
God.
are still married.
Like, what kind of household did y'all grow up in?
Do you save me for last?
So yeah, I'll talk my mind. My
Okay.
parents are still married. They still celebrate their anniversaries every year. They are traveling. I was brought up in a household where my parents they're still together now. And I do think that heavily impacts the fact that my parents, and more so in the fact that they figured it out.
Yep.
They were able to figure out what they didn't like about each other, what they liked about each other, but still figure out like what it takes to be together.
Right.
And that's the part that I like about it. And so I appreciate that. And I want that for myself. Whether they could have divorced, they could have stayed together, whatever it may be. I just like the fact that they both talked to me about. I asked them about the relationship, and they said I like him. They genuinely like the person they're with. They didn't even say the word love, because love is like one thing, but if you have to like the person you're with, and I think that's why their relationship is still. That's why they're still.
So, from a
together.
clinical standpoint, what percentage would you say that weighs on how much?
100%. Every single 100%. If your parents divorced, that's going to impact how you view relationships. If your parents stay together, that's also going to impact it. I think it impacts it 100%.
So, what
Yeah.
about you, Blake? How do you feel like it's affected?
Well, I kind of sort of agree with him. Like, you can only give as good as you've gotten. And
what did you see?
But my mother also, just to go back, she lost her mother at 14.
Oh.
She does not know what it is, in my mind, to raise an adult child. Like, so from the point of her growing up, she only knows what it is to raise somebody who's 14. So the moment I turned 15, like, she couldn't raise me. She didn't have the tools. She didn't have the wherewithal. So I give her pause for that. But I'm the only person that does in our family.
But how does that manifest in your relationships?
The way that it manifests in my relationships is my mother has never said to me that she loves me. She's never, but that's not a thing. It's not that I don't know that she loves me.
Right, no.
Like, that may be a thing for my other siblings, but because I know the tools that she was given, I know that she can only give as good as she's gotten.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She didn't get that.
So does that then mean that it's hard for you to tell men that you love them?
It's easier for me to tell them when I don't mean it.
Oh.
And not even when, like, let's take men out of the equation. Let's just take family and friends. My sister, my older sister, she always, when she hangs with the phone, she's like, "Oh, Blake, I love you." And I'm like, "Okay, girl, bye." Because I equate that with being something different.
Okay.
And I don't want the "I love you" to be the last thing that you've ever heard from me.
Got it.
That's interesting.
That's a different
Because that has
perspective.
also been my experience.
Yeah.
It's that experience of when you tell somebody you love them, you never speak to them again.
I can definitely tell
I get that.
I can tell that this subject is very, very, it means a lot to you.
Yeah.
It does, and I don't want to talk about it too much more.
That's why I'm pressing.
I know.
I see.
Because she's trying to give off with surface.
No,
stuff,
I
bro. We
get
gotta
it.
go
I'm
deep.
not trying to give
I get
something.
it.
It's just
Yeah.
I get it, though. I get it.
What about you?
For me, it, well, first of all, my mom had me at 14.
Oh.
And so I kind of grew up with my mom. My mom joined the military when I was still
and then you joined the military.
yeah, I was like 4 years old when she joined the military. So my grandmother adopted me. So I grew up with my older brothers being my aunts and uncles. My mom now has been in a relationship with a man who is married, and she's been with this man for 20-something years. So he's been my stepfather
Same here.
since I was a kid.
And has he been good to her?
And he's been great to her. He's been amazing to her. However, I went to school with his kids. I knew they were like, people I went to school with. They were like brothers and sisters to me, but they really weren't. So with that being said, I was never like, okay, when I first told my mom I had sex just to get her out of my hair, because she kept on wanting to bring me condoms. Here you go. You ready? Oh, you fucking. And one day she just said, "Are you having sex?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said,
But he bring his condoms.
and she said, so you've had sex?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, so you know that it's overrated, right? And I was like, "Yeah." I was lying to her. I had not had sex. I just wanted her to stop pressuring me and stop talking to me about it. It was such an awkward conversation. So I lied. I didn't lose my virginity until I was 19 years old. But I told her at 14 that I was having sex. So with that being said, that was the only conversation around relationships and sex and anything was, "Hey, are you having sex?" Okay, well, here's this whole brown bag of condoms. Keep those.
Oh my God, I got the same brown bag of condoms.
You know what I'm saying?
It was like she
It was
got
a
it from the
huge
clinic.
bag.
With her pills.
Right, it was
also tricycling.
Right. It was a huge-
like, here, use
It
up
was
the
a
condoms.
huge ass
I'm gonna
bag
take
of
the also
condoms.
tricycling.
So with that being said,
Yeah,
and let's just take it back. At 14, when she was pregnant with me, no one had that conversation with her about sex.
No.
So when she came to me, her way of having that conversation with me about relationships and sex was, "Here's a bag of condoms."
Right.
That was all I ever got.
Okay, so
She
hold on.
gave you the best she had.
But look,
She
so
gave
that's
me what she
that's
had.
the conversation
The
part.
best.
Yes.
But you said she's been with your stepdad for 27
And
years.
she's been with this man for 27 years.
So
20,
just in what
26
you
years.
viewed from them, what did you
So
learn?
what I view from them is she loves him, but she's told me this, and you've met my mom. She tells all her business to whoever she meets.
Well, I can't wait to meet her.
She's a set. My mom will tell you that this is how she approaches people about conversation, and this is how I approach people about my business. She will say to whoever you are, if you're sitting in on a conversation, that's that woman's husband. I love someone else's husband, but I'm going to do me, and I'm going to live my life. That's what I was raised
My
on.
mom like kind of like the same person.
That's what I was
My
raised
mama
on.
gave a romance with no finance is a nuisance.
Right.
She had that equation, and it's kind of
You
what
should have
I
said that from the
live by.
jump, and that would have
Yeah.
made me get you, because that's what you about.
Yeah, no, romance with no finance is a nuisance.
But I say
I'm not
that
here for it.
I say all that to say
Carry
that
your own bag.
in my family, women run shit. All the women in all their relationships, they run shit. Marriage and all those type of things, that was something that was new to me. Because in my family, you don't get married. You just be with somebody and you be with them forever. So all those things of marriage, of being with somebody and being in this great, wonderful, beautiful relationship, all that stuff was me daydreaming. These are things that I want and I wish to have. These are not things that I really see for me, but these are things that I daydream about. Like, oh, that would be so nice to have.
But you kind of sort of do see it because your mother has been with the same man for 20 plus years.
She has. However, she always hits me with I could leave him at any moment. I'm going to do me, and I'm going to do this.
And can you not give the same disclaimer?
I feel like I give exactly what she gives.
Yep.
And I blame her for that.
Right. Because that's not the attitude you want to have.
Because I don't want that attitude.
Not necessarily.
And I don't want
it is kind of sort of the attitude you want to have.
That's like throwing around a divorce.
No. I'm an individual before I'm a couple.
Yeah, but
and that's what she.
And
that's what she promotes.
I have to be able to stand alone. Before
That's what my mother. That's what
if you've been with somebody 20-something years, you don't never want to have that attitude.
I always want to know.
You can have that in your mind. You don't say that. I can leave you at any time. You don't want to have to say that.
I'm just curious. Just sorry to break it up.
Yeah.
How often do y'all talk about these things like this? How often do y'all talk about that?
Not like
never. This
Not
is the
like
first.
this.
This is the first time.
Exclusive.
The first time.
Yeah.
Tavarus, I'm ready to get your
Do you feel it?
I'm just saying. I'm literally just listening. Like, I appreciate what y'all are talking about. So it just makes me happy that y'all are talking about stuff like this.
Yeah.
Right.
And I would encourage you all to continue having conversations
agree.
like
Thanks.
this.
I wholeheartedly agree.
I think this is therapy just to even speak about it.
It is.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of times people are afraid to talk about this shit. You know, talk about their past, their parents, how it affects them, all these emotions, all this stuff. We aren't taught to talk about this. So to have a platform where people are talking about this,
right?
It is therapeutic in itself. So that's why I was like, do you always talk about this?
Yeah.
But so I just love what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
So
I do wish there was a forum where I could talk about it more, but it is therapy. That's the forum that I usually talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, your friend. But anything that you said today, there's nothing stopping you from having these conversations with your friends.
But then that goes back to what we said earlier, just to bring it back full circle, is that
letting people in.
Yeah, it's hard to let people in and hard to let people know your Achilles heel.
Yeah, there you
because
go.
not everybody means you well, and I've also been taught that. Like, be careful what you share with other people because some people don't always wish.
Some people
well.
are.
100%.
Some people are waiting for that Achilles heel.
Well, no, listen.
So they can use that
I
against you.
wholeheartedly think that's true, but I think when you're having an exchange with somebody, my whole thing is we're gonna be sharing.
Yes,
you gonna tell me your tea, bitches,
and you tell me your. But if I'm just telling you my tea, and you just holding it, and then you later use it
against me
to cut me, it's all gloves off. If you ever know my nasty side, you don't do that.
Okay, don't want to know the nasty side.
Yeah. Well, my parents aren't together.
But your mama cool as fuck. Go ahead.
No, my parents aren't together.
No, my parents are not together either.
But my stepdad came in when I was 8, so they've been together since
12.
then. But I think my household was the only semi-traditional one growing up. But uncles and aunts, cousins, everybody single, young baby mothers, fathers, fighting they mates. So I'm somewhere between will you marry me and get the strap. Basically,
I want to say like it's a similar lifestyle because my mother, I used to pray for a guardian angel, and I was like, "Oh God, please send somebody to me who can just like save us."
Yeah,
and He sent my stepfather, and when He sent my stepfather, I immediately was drawn to him. I was like, "This is the person who's meant to be my father," although my father is absent and not present. Fast forward, I have aunts and uncles who are not in relationships, much like Tavarus. And they hate my mother for it.
Wow.
They're envious. They're envious of the life that he has provided for her. And then at any given moment, they always call her out on it. Like, oh, like he built my house from the ground up. And they will like to call out like, oh, that's not your house, that's his house. You know, and it's just those... It's just hateful, and that's your sister.
And they try to make your mama seem like she the bougie one or she the whatever.
Yeah, and she's never been that girl.
Exactly.
Like, she bends over backwards to help people.
Right.
Like, she is where I have learned that from, and that's also a thing that I probably need to work on. That's a whole other conversation. But she will give her last to people who do not matter. And I always tell her, like, baby girl, you're being used.
Yeah.
But however, she has these sisters who will, run her name through the mud, call her all out her name, da-da-da-da-da, hudda-hudda-hudda. That's not your house, that's your husband's house.
Yeah.
So going back to what Dabrian touched on earlier, how often do you think you would go through your partner's accounts if you had access?
What kind of accounts?
It's social media, phone, whatever. Yeah.
Like for instance, me, I log into David's Spotify because he makes I love his music. But what I'm saying is though, I think that if you are logging into your partner's accounts, you're only you are looking for reasons to break up. So that's that. So
your answer is you don't look.
I don't look because I do think that if I'm looking through someone's phone, I'm not looking.
I'm not talking about sneaking. I'm saying you have all the information, and he says do with it what you want. How often would you?
I would never.
I'm just saying because I do feel like if
I would never.
Listen.
Because I've done it, and I would never do it again.
Exactly. Baby, trust me. I've not this.
So you rather just not know.
Yeah, you gonna find what you're looking for. If you're looking.
You shouldn't find nothing. You should feel stupid looking
you
like,
shouldn't be looking.
I shouldn't even did it.
I feel as if I am taking the time to look through my partner's phone, his Facebook, Instagram, it's because I want to find a reason to break up with him.
I call it maintenance. I might just look like every 3 months. Yeah. I'm gonna just check in and see what's going on.
Just to make sure that. Yeah. Make sure. No, I just want to say maintenance for what?
I
want to know that you're telling me what you're telling me is the truth.
Right.
Okay.
And when I look, I'm prepared to leave.
Are you though?
So that's what I'm saying.
Because everyone isn't.
No.
No, I know. I ain't prepared. And I always say what Tamar said: if you're not prepared to leave, let him cheat in peace. Don't be looking and then harassing him about what the fuck he doing. Period.
No, and I respect that, but at the same time, I do feel as though if you are looking, it's not because I trust him. I think it's because I'm looking for reasons to leave. But when I see these reasons, I'm not actually going to leave. I'm just going to leave. Have a light.
Or looking for reasons
I'm gonna
to
fight
snap.
you. Then I'm gonna leave.
I do believe that if you are looking through your partner's phone, you are trying to build a resume of why I should get out. And
I don't believe
which I do think that. So it goes back to, so if you're looking, then maybe you should have already left the relationship.
No, I don't believe that. I could be sitting on the couch with you and I'll just be like, give me your phone. Let me see what's been going on here.
Yeah, I'm with you tomorrow.
I'm not hiding. You're going to see me going through it. And I'm going to ask you about what this is. Because I don't understand
what's
this.
Here.
I don't look in the past because I years ago I said I would never look in another man's phone ever again.
Baby, no shade.
I said that years
ago. He said years ago, but he apparently has done it.
I've done it. I've definitely done it. And when I did it, I was doing it because I wanted to just go off. I just wanted to go off, and maybe it was for attention. I don't know at the time. I can't remember, but I know I just wanted to fuss about something.
Oh, okay.
Now
I just wanted to start a little argument.
Probably.
A little tension.
Yeah,
that's cute.
Mm-hmm. I'm that guy.
That's not cute.
I was that guy. But now I don't it was a time where me and my ex was trying to work things out, and we were chilling watching TV, and his jack went off, and it has that specific
Tavarus.
It had that specific, you know that
baby girl,
whatever it is.
That one.
When that went off, I said, "You don't want to work things out with me." I said it just like that. I didn't. It was nothing leading up to it. It was that sound, and then I said, "You don't want to work things out with me." And he was like, "Why would you say that?" I said, "Did you just not just hear what the fuck just happened on your phone? You ain't trying to work shit out with me. Why are you here? And you talking to niggas in my fucking neighborhood?
Wheelchair,
right?" So
where's your scooter?
And I wasn't looking.
Where is your scooter?
I wasn't looking. It just I heard it. So if I'm hearing it, there's a whole lot of other shit probably going down that I know nothing about.
So okay, we're about to wrap this up, but I have 2 more questions. So living with a partner, is there a curfew?
Oh, time out. You live with your partner?
I do not.
Oh, you don't?
But Why'd you
Is there a curfew?
I'm assuming.
Would there be a curfew?
Yeah.
You
would
assume
put a
so
curfew
much
on?
about
Baby
my
girl,
relationship.
Oh no, that ain't right.
We planned.
That is not right.
Curfew is
No,
right.
that ain't right.
So put it like this. So David is very introverted, where he wants to stay inside and do his thing. I'm extroverted, where I'm out. I promote parties. I'm out till like 6 and 7 a.m.
Nope.
So
You gonna promote this podcast like that?
of course I am. I'm going to tag all of you all and promote the shit out of this. But no, I don't think a curfew is necessary. I think that
You don't think that'll change once y'all live together?
no, I don't.
He won't feel differently?
I mean, I can't predict the future, but I come to him after he already, like, I leave a party at like 4 a.m. And then I'll go to his house. So I mean, I can't predict the future, but
Right.
I hope
Y'all
that
some free spirits over there in Hollywood?
I don't even think it's free spirits.
I would go to fuck off.
I don't think
I'm
it's
tearing every fucking thing down. By 2:31, if you're not home,
Well, I don't know. Well, I'm gonna say this.
and that's why we wouldn't be a match.
Jesus.
Out of one of the many things.
That's why I'm still single.
Well, for one, I feel like if you're in a relationship, I mean, depending on how old you are, if you my age,
How old is that?
hold on.
all the liquor's gone.
No, it's you shouldn't be going out that much. But say you do go out on a club night. Okay, club over at 2, you should be home by 3. Cool.
Okay.
But on just a regular night during the week, like a school night per se, my top lot going at 11.
Wait,
So
what?
I don't know.
Bitch, you better have a key.
Honestly, just communicate with your partner about what time
Communicate.
you'll be home.
11.
Communicate.
Let them know, hey baby, just let you know, yeah, I literally, if I'm gonna be out, I'd be like David, I might be out really late tonight, and he's like, okay, just come home after, and I will. So at 4 a.m. when I'm gonna take off my clothes,
Ain't nothing open that for.
be drunk.
Nothing.
See, here's the thing,
7-Eleven
the
and
stuff that I go
McDonald's.
to goes up until 7 a.m.
Oh, ain't no after hours here.
Well, I go to the after hours I go to, and
Where's the after hours?
so see,
I'm
I
out Coenga.
no,
Yeah.
It's one on
That-
77th
I
and
hate
Crenshaw.
that.
Wait a
No,
minute.
see,
Wait a minute now.
promote
Let's
that
talk
one.
about that.
It's terrible. But no. Like
The room?
Hang with a girl.
The room?
No, it's not a room. It's not a sexual moment.
No, I mean
No,
the room.
that club called the room.
club.
I don't think
No,
so.
but I'm saying like Dave. I literally like promote for like after parties. I promote for parties that go to like 7 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
David knows that that's
like
what I
that.
do. So for the fact that he knows that I work for these parties that go to this late, it's an understanding of, yeah, baby, I might come at 4 a.m. What am I going to do? I'm going to come home, talk shit because I'm drunk, cuddle up next to you, and fall asleep. He knows that.
Yeah.
He knows
I mean,
that.
that's cute for y'all.
Well, yeah. So then
Because that's part of your
sense.
job.
That's what time you get off.
Yeah, you know.
But
I'm
what
just saying.
if when you got off was like 2 and you show up at 6?
I would probably, honestly, I'll be honest, David, there have been times where there have been like, oh, you were supposed to come home at this time,
Right.
and I didn't come
Lush
at
and
this
brought you
time.
home last
And my response is, you know what, honestly, I was continuing to be out with my friends. I was partying, and that was it.
Oh, okay.
It's different where it's like, no, because I'm not with a nigga, or I'm not with another guy. I'm not doing anything malicious. I'm just out having fun, you know? So, but a lot of people that are out later than what they're supposed to be,
Right.
what they agreed upon, they might be doing other stuff.
Right.
But I'm literally just out having fun.
I
and,
strive to have y'all level of understanding.
and honestly, yeah.
'Cause I ain't got
I strive for you to have it too.
and David, here's the thing.
Not me.
I've made sure that I know what I do.
Right.
So I built the amount of trust needed for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So
That's
I
good.
think that's why he is more understanding of me being extroverted and being out till like so many hours, because I've made sure that he knows that when I am out, that he has nothing to worry about.
Right. Well, on that note, I think that's a good way to end it.
Okay.
We would like to thank our guest, Mr. Matthew Brinkley. Lovely for joining us today.
Honestly, y'all, this is such a beautiful and great podcast. You should listen to it all the time.
Please listen, y'all.
And I wish y'all could see all these faces and drinks. No, seriously, it's like I like this. I wish more people would have these conversations without a podcast.
Yeah.
So that's why I said I love this podcast, because I would love to talk about these things with just my friends every day.
Yeah.
And so it's so nice to be able to talk about these things.
I'm available.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, look,
All I got is a $35 copay though.
See, you trying to charge money, and no, that's not what I'm talking about. But no, seriously though, like this was like a really great podcast, and I'm going to tell everyone to listen to it.
Oh,
Tell the people
so
where they
cool.
can find you.
They can find me at mr.brinkley. That's mr.brinkley at Mr. Brinkley for now, but it soon will be Dr. Brinkley. So find me at Mr. Brinkley right now before it changes.
And you can find me at Thick and Savage on IG.
Baby.
Like 0 to 100 real quick.
That's a misnomer. She's more
Anyway.
like Thin and Savage.
We're going to see y'all next week, y'all. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.